Have you ever scrolled on YouTube and realized just how good some thumbnails are? Like, come on, man! How is that even fair? Well, I mean, comparatively, my thumbnails aren't that... Okay, never mind. So, on this day, I have decided to change that by creating a thumbnail about a video that will be published soon. Alright, let's first begin with a very rough draft of what I want the thumbnail to look like. Alright, perfect. Let's head over to Adobe Express. Let's start off by renaming this file called... Yep. So I've just got the background in here. Now, taking inspiration from one of the thumbnails that I've created in the past, I turned an anime masterpiece into a Roblox animation, taking what is known as a Dutch angle and applying it here as well. There we go. That's the background. Now, I'm going to be hopping onto Roblox Studio so that we can actually start importing the rig models. Alright, and here we are on Roblox Studio. Now, the first thing we would want to do is to insert our character models. And I did install a plugin for this. Let's just load in our characters. On R6, Savage SSJR. Mr. Banana himself. Alright, now that we have the models in place in Roblox, we're gonna export them over to Blender. Alright, and now we are over on Blender, software that I am using over here. It's called the Roblox Starter Rigs. So now we've basically got a 3D model of a Roblox avatar and we can do with it as we please. Let's set up a camera for this bad boy over here. Okay, so I don't think that's the view we would like to see on our thumbnail, so let's go ahead and change that. Let's change this guy to 2000 by 1000. Alright, and just like that, we've got the camera set up. How do I hop off? Okay, there we go. Now let's add some lights. Drag this guy over here. Now let's just make the area that it affects slightly larger. Go ahead and replicate that. Now let's go ahead and change the configuration of both our light sources. Change the power to 500 just to start off with. And then let's change the shape over to an ellipse. Now let's go ahead and make the ellipses circles as best as I possibly can. There you go, something like that. Now let's just test how the lighting looks. Lights, camera, action. There we go. Alright, now we're fully done with the template that we will be using for all three avatars. Let's just go ahead and save this guy up and then move on to actually adding the accessories including to our avatars. Let's start off with my rig. If you haven't already, make sure to like, subscribe with bell notifications turned on. Now, this should be very easy for my avatar, especially since it's basically just a gray model. Gave this guy some texture. Ooh, this looks very complicated. And he's black. Okay, and now he's gray. Before moving on, let's just make sure that the shading works as intended with the lighting. That should be good. There you have it. That is my Roblox avatar. Now, moving on to the next one. And his character is very muscular. Now, let's give this bald man some hair. A balding man once, no more. Isn't that right, Mr. Mark?
Yes.
On to the next one. Now, it's time for Mr. Banana Boy himself. Just like that, we have done Marcus's model. Who's a good boy? Okay, now going back to the draft, we're gonna base our posing of the Roblox avatars on this. Now, starting with my model, let's begin posing. Alright, and we are back on Adobe Express. Now, let's import those images that we have created over from Blender. Got all 3 models in here. Now, it's just as simple as YouTubeifying this thumbnail. Here we go.